Okie dokie then. Well, first and foremost, I have to... No, don't look at Titan. I think I have to address the noise. um... Actually, I don't know how much that's actually picking up on the mic. It looks like it's picking up a lot. But, I share a room, or this room shares a wall with, the shower in this place. And, unfortunately, the hot water system specifically, I think, likes to whine when it's not being used in certain ways. So if, for example, you want to use a shower that doesn't use a lot of water, it makes this noise. For some reason. I assume the pipes are fucked and the thing is just old, but... Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, I'm not gonna not stream because of it. But, fortunately, we just have to deal with it. Also, I got the wind-up toy at the end of last stream. For our boy. So, that was good. Just picturing the screaming sun from Rick and Morty. I mean, yeah. You're not wrong. It is... Like, the thing is, it's not even that loud. It's just present and really high. And unfortunately, that's enough to make it teeth-grindingly annoying. But what are we gonna do? Put the shower on full blast and, like, have our, water bill go through the roof? Coin-operated Hoshfall. Yep. It's about as best as we can hope for right now. Star is waiting to share good tidings with you and Alfino. Alfino, Aldine, I've been looking all over for you. We received news from, Flemit, I'm just gonna call her, Flamin. Flamin. Hori Boulder and, Colonet. I think that's how you pronounce that in French-ish. What's teeth-grindingly annoying? What? Oh, teeth-grindingly annoying, and it's this noise. I'm pretty sure it's picking up on the mic, because the mic levels aren't usually that loud. Oh. That's good, then. Only I can hear it. Great. Really, has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name has been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminsa. They should be alright. Excuse me again. Oh, you do hear it. Okay. It might be, like, really subtle. I'm not too sure. Like, it's picking up on the mic more than the music, but it might just be that the mic isn't actually picking up that well to begin with. So, yeah. Quite the opposite, in fact, to see they're arriving any moment. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean, and you don't mind being spied on. Wait, what? What? Whoa, hold up. What? What do you mean being Can just anyone listen to your link pearl? What does that mean? Or is it like a GPS kind of thing where, like, everyone knows where every link pearl is? Or people know where link pearls are? Quite, but wonderful news. To think that our reunion is close at hand. Pleasure to see you too, Alfino. Ah, Thancred. And Kryl. What brings the two of you here? So, I just realized, like, I didn't say this at the time because I had completely forgotten, but Kryl was actually referenced in the first stream I did of this game, when we had just found out about the Isle of Val blowing up. she was one of the only survivors. But we also got the thing that Minfilia was friends with her. That was the narrative explanation for why we couldn't reach out to Scions during 3.0. Link pearls are attuned to the link shell that produced them, but they can be listened in on using the right magic or magitech. Oh, okay, so much in a similar way that any device giving off like a big Wi-Fi signal you can connect to, and yeah, okay. Yeah, similar sort of principle. That example's not probably it, but that was the narrative explanation for why we couldn't reach out to the Scions during 3.0. Wait, what was the explanation? That they sometimes don't work, or that the Scions are just like, well, I mean, we can't use these because then people will know where we are. And if we don't know the status of the Scions, then it's probably a bad idea to do so. I think Kral gets name dropped after you rescue Minfilia 2.0. Oh, sorry. 3.0 is Heavensward. Right, sorry. Yeah, and Kral did get name dropped. I was looking over the first stream because I was wondering how much of it would be, like, highlightable in terms of, like, editing and stuff, but the bad protos could have eavesdropped. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Kral and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. And we may have just found, we may just have found the answer. Okay. Dean, when you were fleeing Uldar with Minfilia, you said that Eidolon spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Eidolon commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is also quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found, the battleground where Aldine felled the ultimate weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. How the hell do you pronounce that word? Ignominy.
Ignominy.
Ignominy. Public shame or disgrace. 'Twas there that Eidolon intervened to shield him from the magic I invoked. Oh, right, because he was possessed by, what's his name? Kral and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether therein. Two of you? Alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kral while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Aldine come along, who will see to Philemon's that's really close to Philemon, and I'm probably going to start saying that from now on, but Philemon's grand homecoming. When you put it like that, very well, I will trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will, at the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tatara and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Leminson docks? Sure, I can do that. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Go by myself. Right. Fucking expensive as fuck teleports. Oh, actually, while I'm here, I should check in on my retainer. You can make a whole video about our is it good or bad to queue for extreme trials and duty finder discussions. Oh, sure. I guess I was more thinking from the narrative perspective. But, like... That definitely could be. My one hang up with doing something like that is that much of the discussion we had surrounded a misunderstanding I had for the structure of that stuff, and I was making a lot of assumptions based on that. When it was cleared up, but I think it was wrong way that that there is a mentor queue. Like, then it was a lot more clear-cut, because I could just say, well, if you've gotten the mentor queue and are starting to complain that people are bad, fuck off. That's what it's there for. The Burger King queue. Nice. Ooh. Very good. Shit. I've got plenty of seals. You know, I was thinking, because of the way that the retainers work, I'm probably going to have to do a tank, or at least like a non-caster very soon. Because if I do all the casters back-to-back, or all the magic users back-to-back, like, I'm not going to be able to reuse some thing. I want to say Ventures came out in 2.2. They used to give crazy good items. I mean, at the moment, it's just giving me, like, what, a bunch of gil and some, like, crafting materials? Although that was exploring. I don't know if there's specific things that does that, would give me better rewards at the moment. Quartermaster. Do you get, like... No, so you don't get, like, access to, like, a cheaper thing for Ventures. No, I need 3. To get 2 going. Where are we going again? Oh, okay. So if I go to Hawker's Alley and then, yeah, just run down. Nice. Oh, actually, no, I could probably just go straight to the Arcanist Guild, because they usually have bells on either side of the thing. Honestly, I often forget to send my retainers out. Well, I imagine it becomes a bit less critical, like, once you get to a certain part of the game. Because, like, unless it's continuously offering you better and better stuff, and it's expected that you need it for, like, progress, then, like... Exploration. About to start the Atma and book grinds for my ARR relic rip. Sure, why not? I'll give it a go. Actually, that's a good question. Are there any places that I can look to see what the appearance of, like, the relic weapons are, so I can decide if I want to grab any? Like, I don't know if every expansion has them. It's been kind of hard to piece together from discussions we've had, but... Oh, Aldine, how have you been? Come here, let me have a look at you. Oh my god, she's such a mum. Thank the 12. One hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hannish vessel. Pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, cool. Like, I'm assuming it's Coutene? Coutene? If I was to kind of give it back to French pronunciation. Web database is everything, and there is a relic for every X-Pack. I usually go Garland if I want to look at models. Though you don't see any. If you grab the item name, you should be able to try them on, right? We'd have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. Yeah, about that. She's out busy. Oh, sorry. Fuck. Why did I associate her with fucking Y'shtola? Oh, that's bad. She's missing. How could you let this happen? Excuse me. Okay. Forgive me. I'm sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall. I'm getting, like, really weird, like, spats of light? Oh, that might be the shadows moving across and not disappearing right away. For a certainty, there is much and more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions, and our long overdue reunion. Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones. Let me catch up. You grab the item name, you should be able to try it right. That would be... Oh. There he is.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business, then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
His eye is different. You didn't exactly hide him well.
Disappointingly brusque. You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
Are you guys really doing this here?
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoire, every Scions. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Ouch. That's fucking rough. Right, sorry. I don't know, I don't really keep track of other people's decisions to auto-flagellate. Crazy, I don't know, but I might be crazy enough to get every tank relic. You know what? I'm gonna do this now. It's early in the stream. Fuck. Actually, what am I... The web database. Okay. Oh. Garland Tools database? That looks like a thing. I don't even know. Oh, okay, no, this is a literal name. Ooh. Alright, that's gonna... That may be an off-stream thing. I thought it might have been a little bit more simpler than that, but... at least judging from the interface, it's gonna take me some time to search through that. So I might do that when there's, like, break... I might do that when I take a break or something. There you are. Oh, actually, I should probably just... Yeah, I mean, depending on the actual grind, because obviously I don't know how much is involved. If one of them looked good, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll take that. But, like, I need to... It would have to be something like, no, that would complete the look for the job I'm thinking about. Right? Like, I wouldn't just buy all the... I wouldn't just unlock all the pretty ones. I'd be like, no, this one specifically fits the look I'm going for. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond these doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God's help me, but the older I get more, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Aliane. Aliane. Effime? It fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She's well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. We could do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions. Brings a oh, belch. No, fuck that. Brings a bloody tear to the eye. I haven't talked to you in a while. To secret one's self in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer, at least. Though I am happy to oblige you, my legs are rather less accommodating. Ooh. I have a link to a video summary of the ARR relics for Summoner if you want it for later. Yeah, that'd be neat. I'll keep it on hand, or I might even watch it during the break. Okay, what in the seven hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Oh, nice. Oh, why, you, brother. You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained, that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Hanish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. Aye, I have studied the trials of the Braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. It's a bit more hardcore than I was expecting from that, but... glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we've settled in, I would join the search. I like him. He's very underspoken, but, like, clearly convicted. Or has conviction, not convicted. That has a very different implication. Oops. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. And then the front door opens. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing. Others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Oh. Cookie. The world of the mother. Alphino is eager to return to the search for Minfilia. Tancred and Corral contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into the Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them and Yestola in Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Yeah, she might. Oh, wrong way. Before you link something in, chat, let me know so I can permit you. I generally block most links, in chat just because, experience, let's just say. So if you do end up having that, YouTube link, let me know and I'll permit you to, throw it into chat. So you don't get bopped by, Moobot. Fuck. Teriyaki wings or garlic palm wings? Garlic palm wings. Yeah, I know Moobot doesn't like unannounced things. Oh yeah, you might have been there when one of my mates dropped one in and got bonked on the head. Silly doughy. Ooh, actually, someone told me about this specific quest that I should look out for. So I'm gonna do the MSQ first, but I have it whenever you're ready. All right. Oh, come on. My apologies. I seem the last to arrive. So, what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the aether at the scene of Ultima Weapon's destruction. A ripple at odds with the persisting pattern. Nice. I would bet that that same channel probably has them for other jobs too. Well, I guess I can have a look, but yeah. Yep. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi aqueducts. Oh, they've already been there. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin. There is no other explanation. I'm sure there are actually plenty. But there is more. When I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet, unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in a sea of ether. Though this is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Heidelin, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. So you're saying that Minfilia was booted into Heidelin's realm? Yeah. You're implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her body and soul unto the ether sea? The ethereal sea? In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exist. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlean construct conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. We go and disturb Matoya's workings for another for a third or fourth time, maybe? Now what is this about? Oh, I know you. You're one of them half-mad venturers what roams about picking fights with gods and every bugger else. Well met, well met. Love your work. But you're just the one... but you're just one of them Packerite crazed killers, am I right? Hells, for all I know, might be they're the ones what do the work while you share in the credit. Now. Wait a minute. Actually, I'll let him finish before I say a thing. But don't take it personally on nothing, but I've seen it before. When it's all blood and shite and explosions, it can be hard to tell if you're pulling your weight. That's why I'm training up in Stone Sky Sea. Oh, that name I know of. Don't let the daft name fool you. It's a proper training ground where fighting folk like me and you can go to refine our killing prowess. If you've never been, go and look for the goodly fella out past the back bridge. He'll tell you the rest. You won't regret it. Now I know why I was suggested to do this. They are outside. Yeah, I think it was after I was talking a lot about, like, I think it was after talk about, oh my god, words. Where I was talking about things like the proving grounds in WoW. I had looked into if there was anything similar, and someone told me about, and I found out about Stone Sky Sea. Or Stone Sea Sky? What, whichever. You there, good sir. You look like you enjoy bathing in blood of your enemies. Have you perchance heard of Stone Sky Sea? You see, as part of an initiative to reduce the number of disputes the Adventurers Guild has been forced to arbitrate between members who accuse their comrades of not contributing sufficiently to... Let me try again. He who fights with strength of stone unyielding breathes deep of boundless sky and embraces serenity of rolling sea. Against him no one can stand. Or none can stand. Sorry, that's what the Doman fellow told me to say. I don't quite understand it myself, but he seemed to think it was all very clear. Right, so, in essence, we've got these ridiculous contraptions that you attack in whatever manner you deem fit. Each is supposedly tailored to the strength of some legendary beast or being some madman decided to challenge once upon a time. Speaking which, I believe one should be dropping in right about now. Excuse me? I'm sorry? The ultimate training dummy. Apparently the first time they dropped one of those was an accident. Trainees loved it so much they started doing it all the time though. I have 3 of these in my yard. Oh, nice. Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing that would be an easy merch sell, for sure. Right, so, each is tailored to the strength of a legendary fiend, the idea being that if you can defeat the dummy, you can defeat the fiend. In principle, that is. Dummies don't hit back after all. But who gives a fig about any of that, eh? I nearly forgot the best part. It's free. Okay. I mean, fuck it. I might as well give one of these a shot. You now have access to Stone Sky Sea. This training ground can be accessed by speaking with the goodly adventurer outside Littleshire. Okay. Sure, I'll do one of these just to get the feel for it. Challenge begins in that. Can I start it early, or...? Oh, actually, I should, change to Ifrit. Can I just start going and it'll start counting down, or, like, what's the deal here? It starts whenever you want. Okay. So... Okay. I'm gonna see if I remember this opening that I tried to figure out myself. So, precast. Oh, it didn't actually... Fuck you. Oh, shit. I should have done that first. Well, that was the first fuck up. Yeah, it looks like I'm on pace. I don't know why I just did that, but sure. I did that again without fucking doing my dots. Holy shit. Setting that lets you see the percentage of HP. Yeah, I probably would like that, actually. So, which one was that? Small talk. No. So, does that unlock anything else? No, it just has that. Character config UI. Whoop. Oh, yep. That's neat. More dummies get added as you unlock more trials and raids. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. Yeah, right. That tracks. So they're kind of like, they are, kind of benchmarks for, the kind of DPS and that you should be doing. Okay. Are the tank and healer ones any different? Like, do you have to heal something if you're a healer? Do you have to mitigate damage if you're a tank, or... The HP adjusts to your job and the DPS you're expected to do. Okay, so that's just a measure for DPS, not anything else utility-based. Fair enough. An overgrown ambition, land of the words. Right. Yeah, no, of course. I asked because the Proving Grounds in WoW were a bit more complicated than that. Like, if I recall correctly, they did obviously... I mean, they're more to... Actually, now that I think about it, the Proving Grounds were both Stone, Sky, Sea, and the Novice... That thing that I had to do before I got into any dungeons and that, where they basically run through here's how all the combat mechanics work. Hall of the Novice, thank you. Yeah, it was basically both of those. Yeah, so, and I guess that's just benchmarking. Like, it can't really... Yeah, because, like, throughput with a healer or mitigation with a tank is different to DPS for a damage dealer. You're not, like, constantly having to heal everything at max capacity. And you're not having to mitigate everything all the time. So, yeah. Can't say you can do this duty, but it says if you can't do this dummy, then you might not be strong enough for this duty. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, so it doesn't even lock you behind any of that. It just gives you that as a benchmark for if you're doing this, then you should be fine. Though, granted, execution is another thing entirely. But I suppose if they know that they're putting you against a dummy instead of the boss, they tune the DPS requirement around that. Oh, what a surprise. Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Though it pains me to admit, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Antitower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the Ethereal Sea. Who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I feel sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Oh, fuck. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Antitower was sealed, save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the wards now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. Aldine can go. Take the magicless rogue too, if you like. He is of no use to me. The rest of you will stay and work, and I'll hear no argument. Those are my terms. Oh. I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Aldine. Thancred, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised. Do not deny it. To venture into an environment so thick with either, so close to the Ethereal Sea, would be to risk further impairment, or worse. But Minfilia could be in there, waiting for us. And you could die. And for what? If she is waiting beyond, Aldine will find her. Trust in him. Have faith. Damn it all. Bring her back to us. Interesting that he's put the eye patch back on now. He's trying to hide it? Interesting. Okay. Well, oh my god, it's literally an upside down tower. See what they did there. So. Oh, I didn't. Right. In that case, there is but only one thing to do. Let's go grind some. Let's see. 46. Where were we? Level 46. Jesus. Black Wolf's Ultimatum. Okay, I guess I can just go to Morgana and work from there. He thinks he looks more roguish with the covering. I feel like there's a bit more to it than that. I mean, Minfilia... sorry, not Minfilia. Y'shtola came out of that place blind and with completely white eyes. Thancred comes out with a white eye. At least what seemed like one. I feel like there might be a bit more to that, but... I certainly can't say right now. Oh, you know what? I should also look at this, because I feel like I'm probably at the point where I can get all of these now. Ageless Wise. Curthus, Mordona. Oh, Mordona. Oh. Oh, I wonder if I'm high enough level to do that now. I did come here at one point to try and kill those things, but I was way too low level when I tried to do it. I think I was flat 40 or something like that. That could do me some good, actually. Fuck, I forget how to play this job. No, actually, no, I remember now. No, not again. Fuck. Oh my god. Never mind, I forgot. Yeah, you're dead. Is that enough? No. Nice. Oh shit, I thought I aggroed a different one. Oh. Oh, there we go. Nice. Trying for a 10 mil combo in Tony Hawk right now. I bailed on an 8 mil combo and just about threw my controller. Oh. It's like one thing I don't miss from those games is trying to do something like that, because I got real fucking steamed trying to do shit like that. I think it was you. Aha. I'm the same level as you now, fucker. Yeah, Stone Skin ain't gonna save you now, buddy. I'm gonna go find another. Leech King. I feel like there were more of you around here. There's one. But yeah, like, when I used to play, Pro Skater 2 and 3, like, I would obsess over getting, like, huge single combos, and, man, breaking those... Actually, that may have been the first time I've ever broken a controller, come to think of it. Are there any more here? No. Curthus, Thanalan, Lanossi. It's weird. I thought I already did the Lenossi ones. Pretty sure they were... Oh, no. No, I did the one in, I did the one in Western, not Eastern. Right, so where am I going here again? East. Aegis Wise. Oh, of course. I don't think I've ever been up here for a quest. There must be side quests around here that do that. Ooh. That seems unwise. Alright. Let's give this a shot. Ooh, you might aggro your other buddies. I don't know how that system works in this game, so I'm not gonna fuck around with that. Ooh, should have brought that up earlier. Okay, I think I can handle you. I don't know why that didn't actually go off the first time, but sure. Oh, look. There's another one. Hey, friend. Oh, my God. Ran out just as I needed it. How many do I need? 6. Oh. Parties' combined levels are some value over the enemy, then the enemy's mates will link with them and you can see the yellow lines. Oh, yeah, I do remember seeing that, actually. How did you just give me paralysis, you fuck? Oh my god. Ow. Yeah, I have seen that before. I think I've seen that mostly in dungeons, though. I didn't know that extended to out here. Oh, there's another one. Near people I don't like. But that was 3, so I can just... I think I can just hang out for a bit, unless there's easier to pick off ones. You know what? That'll do. Just means I'll have to kill one more of them. God damn it. Con Thunder. Ticket. Yep, there we go. If I were a betting man, and I'm not... Oh. Well, I'm glad I'm not a betting man, then. What's gonna happen if... Are you just gonna cast at me from here, I wonder? Or are you gonna actually try and... Oh. No, you're not gonna be affected by that. which is somewhat concerning. But now I've got enough to kill the rest of you. Oh. Oh, so if you're a higher level, they'll start linking. Interesting. Ow. I hate that they have paralysis. That is so annoying. Nice. Outer. No. Here, thank you. Of course they're in there. No. Nothing for it. But yeah, that's interesting. There are some enemies that pretty much aggro whenever something else around them aggroes. Either that or I misunderstood the WoW aggro logic. But certainly is a thing. Excuse me? Why are... Oh, they're probably on my, Yeah, they are. You know what? We might as well do that, then. Is it all of you, or just some of you? Excuse me? No, I didn't. I didn't want to... Why do I get the feeling I'm going to aggro the thing next to you as well? That's because I am. Oh, it's just that guy who is a 47 and probably a bit too tough for me. As most of those things tend to be. Oh, really? I hate getting a fire starter when I'm trying to go into ice phase. It's really annoying. Wait, did I really only need... Huh. Weird. I only need, like, one of those priests. If you get it just before you Blizzard 3, then begin your fire phase with transpose fire 3. But the problem is that I need... Oh, I guess I could just fill with a Blizzard. Because waiting 2 GCDs means my MP meter usually gets... Or filling 2 GCDs means my, my MP meter is back to full. And I don't know if that makes, like, a huge difference in the long run, but... Fuck. Right, this isn't even what I'm here for. There they are. Well, there's one. You know what? I'm gonna go over to you. That's the wrong button. Great. Already off to a great start. One of 6. Oh, God. Oh, that's fine. I don't want to kill anything here that's involved with the fate. Oh. Hi. Why didn't the fucking thing go off? I was probably still on GCD cooldown. God damn it. You know, the global cooldown. Yeah, I suppose filling with a Blizzard there is actually not the worst. Yeah, I realize that. Don't worry, I found out about that. That was one of the reasons. Ooh, here we go. This is more like it. Alright, let's try it here. So, Thunder 3, Blizzard. Well, actually, no, because isn't this an ability? Like, I really shouldn't be clipping that ability like that, I feel. Like, I guess I could hit Scathe? You don't want to hit Scathe. Well, but you said that I should be, you said that one option was for me to go transpose Fire 3, but transpose is off the GCD, and nothing I do during Ice Phase is instant. So I'd be clipping the GCD, right? Like, maybe that's not as a big deal for Black Mage, but, like, there's something that was drilled into my head from Summoner is just don't do that. But I guess the thing there is that in that case, then you're hitting. You'll also be casting Fire 3 with 1 stack instead of 3 stack. Sure. Let me just double check the math real quick. Yeah. So my understanding was that like the reason you can transition from ice phase to fire phase with fire 3 is because its cast time is shortened and its MP cost is like diminished by a lot, right? Like that's what happens in that particular instance. But yeah, like I guess the problem I'm having here is that I don't know the math behind this, and there isn't a clear mechanical answer to this question, which there may not actually be, right? So, like the other thing I'm wondering too is if is it possible to not eat fire starter procs, because during fire phase, you're casting fire 1, and if you hit a fire starter, you can cast that as instance off the next fire cast because you're not going to stop the current fire cast to hit that. But if you don't do that, then you have the possibility of creating another fire starter proc that erases the original one, which was like a big deal with Frost Mage in WoW, where like you have this ability called Fingers of Frost that stacks on your filler, right? And you can just get them from many sources in some cases. So one of the problems people ran into was that, hey, we're trying to burn through the procs on this thing, but one of our abilities actually just gives you that, and because of the way the casts work, did someone say Frost Mage? Yes, we did. Because of the way the casts work, you're not going to stop a Frostbolt to shoot an Ice Lance. You're going to wait until the Frostbolt ends, but your Frostbolt could give you another Fingers of Ice proc, which then one just disappears. And, like, Ice 3 makes fire spells do only 0.7 damage. A fire 1 makes fire spells do 0.4% damage. Transposing after slow cast thunder will delay your GCD by 0.7 seconds. So fire 3 will take 3.2 instead of 2.5. Right, and then the off GCD is... So your fire 3 will take 1.28 as long to cast, but do 2 times as damage. Right, so right, okay. So, yes, I understand. So, you can hit an off GCD and burn that proc, and it still be worth it, because if you were to do... Because... Wait, hang on a minute. Doesn't that mean that you should absolutely stop a Blizzard 3 cast before you hit a Fire Starter proc? Doesn't that mean you absolutely do not want to go into an Ice phase with a Fire Starter proc? Like, it feels then that it would actually be more beneficial to... No, wait, because if you start a Blizzard 3 cast, then it goes for the full GCD, which is not than off GCD, which is not the same length as off GCD. You're right. No, you're right. That makes sense. That does, in fact, make sense. Kurthus and Southern Thanalan. Perfect. Oh, actually, no, hang on. Yep. Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense then. So yeah, like, interrupting a blizzard means that you don't cast the blizzard, you eat the GCD, and then you hit Firestarter. Which means you lose a full GCD of damage. But if you transpose out of Ice Phase and hit Firestarter after that, you take... what is that? Like, 1 1/3 GCDs to deal 2 times... Well, yeah, to deal... yeah, fire spells do 1.8 on the Astral 3, but the extra 0.4 on the Fire 3 isn't worth the interrupt cast. Yeah. Ooh, you're a big fella. I feel like you aren't the ones I'm looking for. Shit. Iron Tortoise. These are all bronze. You are bronze. You are also bronze. Fuck, dropped a 6 mil combo. Rip. Oh. Forget that shit. No, let me. Thank you. All right. Changing jobs doesn't require dismounting. You can do it from the safety of the air if you want. Oh. Well, shit. Now I feel like a dummy. Oh no, are we gonna be killing the frogs? No! Why? They're just protecting... Oh, whoop. And I just forgot every single fucking, on GCD bit of advice that I gave myself before. Yeah, there's a really cool, like, lengthy dungeon in WoW that is, very much has this feel. Or it has a slightly different feel, I guess, but... it had more of a, like, literal reality warping thing, not a literal, tower that is actually just upside down. Oh, shit. they enemies, or...? No, but they blow up. Oh no. I'm a what? Oh dear God. Healing? Hello? Help? Just casually getting no fucking heals? Like, maybe I was... Oh, okay, no. This 100% does feel like that dungeon now. It's called, Oh my god, I've forgotten the name of it. That's really bad. Please no. Fuck. It used to be a raid in, what do you call it? It used to be a raid in, Burning Crusade? It was where Medivh lived. Fuck, why can't I remember the goddamn name of it? Yeah, yeah. If I'm not getting heals, then I'll just crit heal myself. Fuck the healer. Not really, they do great jobs and I can't complain because obviously, like... Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll wait off on that then. Oh, right, I haven't looked at the loot yet. What is that? An earring with nothing I want. Oh. Hello? Why aren't I... Oh my god. Just fuck it. COT? No. The fuck is the name of it? Legion Mega Dungeon. Wow. Karazhan. That's it. Oh, I don't have that. We can't target them. I get the feeling I'm probably going to have to use that for cover. Oh. I don't know if that actually helped. Yeah, it was Karazhan. The second half of that as a dungeon. So, in Legion, they introduced dungeons... they introduced dungeons, that were... Therefore a high... Sorry, hang on a sec. Oh, I'm not gonna... Thought there were more enemies. Yeah, so they started making incredibly long dungeons in Legion, that took like a good 45 minutes to get through. And one of them in particular was going through Karazhan, but different, where the entire dungeon was basically stuff like this, actually. Like reality bending sort of shit. The idea being that it was being commandeered by the Legion to try to get into Azeroth. And the magics were starting to bleed together to fuck up reality surrounding the tower. It's a fucking great dungeon. I'd be interested to see which came first, this or that, because, This looks very much like it. Not gonna lie. Fuck. Oh, you know what? We can, if every dungeon was the Praetorium. Well, if every dungeon was the Praetorium, but not all of it was just walking. Like, there were a lot of bosses as well. So it kind of makes sense that it was actually... It was interestingly long. FF4 reference. ¿Por qué? I don't actually know if I should have... Maybe I should have Garuda out for this. Oh, no. You know what, I'm just gonna end that there. Ah. Ow. Oh, she didn't... Oh, okay. That's why that... Right, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I can see why this is nightmare fuel. I'm pretty sure the boss is getting, like, physically damaged by this. Also, I don't know why I just had... Oh my god. Rotation. Good. Great. I love that. I feel like everyone just left, didn't they? Yeah. Well. Actually, I should sort all this stuff again. That artwork is especially, exceptionally, rather. Alright, let's have a look. I mean, yeah, that's more or less what we just... what we just ran into. Did I forget to... No, I did. Okay, good. Or, rather, I didn't forget. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm super curious to see if, the Legion dungeon predates this, because, that was, like, granted, Karazhan doesn't exist as a reverse tower, but... I have completed the 6 things again, so... This was late-ish 2015, maybe early 2016. I can't remember the release date of Karazhan. Also, I think Heidelin got a new voice actor as well. Which would make sense. Excuse me?
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
Uh-oh.
Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet. Since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Heidelin guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost. For those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee
we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think. Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Scions cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. Is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
Thank the 12.
Okay, everyone, sit down for a sec.
Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia? The word of the mother. I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryo?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And If Heidelin has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying... Are you saying she's gone?
So, the implication there is that, like, Minfilia is now Heidelin, Heidelin is now Minfilia. Not in a way that, like, they have combined, literally, to form a different being, but just that Minfilia is an literal extension of Heidelin now. Which you could interpret as Minfilia the person no longer existing. The vessel of her will, so to speak. Yes. Well, that's the bit that I'm not... Because cynically, you could definitely interpret this as Heidelin taking a person from the physical realm to embody her word. And that Minfilia is no more. Like, actually no more. The charitable way to interpret this, however, is that that Minfilia, now meeting Heidelin and being in that realm, body and soul, has taken up the position of that and might as well just be an extension of Heidelin. But that is still Minfilia, right? There's a lot of different... Like, obviously, it's obscure and it's god shit, so, like... Doesn't have a straight answer. Yeah, exactly. It's like... Well, not... Yeah, borrowing her versus overriding her. Yeah, exactly. Like... It's... Yeah, it's... It'd be like if you put someone into a... Like, okay. If someone was to join the Nath, right? You would probably interpret that that person is no longer them because they are one mind. They cannot possibly be themselves, right? But we have no idea what this kind of influence has over Heidelin. The other thing that obviously complicates this is being in the ethereal sea. Model being... it's probably dangerous. The idea that Minfilia may not be able to actually maintain her form there, it's unclear if that's an... Like, it in the narrative, this is meant to be a clear indication that Heidelin's power is waning, first of all. But does that mean that Minfilia is simply part of Heidelin? Because if that's the case, I'm leaning towards the cynical interpretation that Minfilia is gone. Which I believe is what Alphino is hinting at here.
But that cannot be. Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Thank you, Matoya.
Must you be so ungentle?
I mean...
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation.
Like, we've already been through Moonbreeder's death, right? Moonbreeder literally sacrificed herself to kill an Ascian. And it sucks that she's dead. But we're getting hung up on the fact that they're not literally here now, and not the fact that they are... That in their sacrifice they have pushed forward our mission. And it feels like we're starting to stumble. Well, I don't know if I'd go with that route of interpretation. I might just be quiet about that for a bit, because I mean, look, Thancred is clearly cut up about this, and I feel like he may not be happy about this. Like, well, yeah, I guess this is the bit where I also question it too, right? Is like, was this the right decision by Hydaelyn? Are we okay with that? I feel like this is gonna, like, I don't know how quickly this is going to be resolved, whether it's going to take several expansions to do it, because of reasons. But this is where we start to question, like, are we okay with going down this path still? Or, sorry. Like, we obviously have a goal, but someone is making decisions. Well, not are we the baddies, it's more like, is this the way we want to do it? Like, yeah, sorry, I should let this go.
Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Guardian, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I know. It's fair.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths.
Let's hear it.
To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
Thank you. One of our own literally died to further this cause. This is known. This is what this path is fraught with. Like, yeah, like Alfino's line is actually perfectly describes, like, what the problem is with his, like, view on this. Is like, dude, it's not gonna be a fairy tale. Like, so many people have died trying to do this. This is the risk we all take. And at worst, Minfilia is gone. But A, she seems to have done it to actually further the goal, and B, sorry, no, I don't think that's a B. I think that's a followed on point. And so it would be a bit dumb to... Sorry, like, my mind is also racing at the same time. I'm having a real hard time actually fucking saying words now. Yeah, like, his view on this is childish. Only death and despair await you, Midgard Soma. Yeah, exactly. Like, inevitably, we are talking about the war between what is essentially cosmic beings. Even if that wasn't the case, the protection of Eorzea has required bloodshed in the past, because some people don't like it, don't like that is it. And any of the people in this room right now could be one of them. Getting hung up on a single death is naive. Like, how could you not think this was going to happen? Anyway, that Matoya is continually solidifying herself as one of my favorite characters in this game. Sorry.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Scions will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly.
But...
Come, there is much to be done.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
And, like, the thing that gets kind of brushed over by Y'shtola and not, like, openly said is that...
Thancred, wait! No, this is all wrong.
Like, the thing that doesn't quite get said by Matoya here is that, or the thing that gets left unspoken, is that that doesn't mean that you should accept and be happy with every death or whatever that happens, right? Like, obviously avoiding that stuff would be good. But the idea that one death throws everything into disarray? Like, it's almost the complete opposite the way we've been going. We have made more explicit progress in characters dying in this game than we have saving them. Actually, no, that's not true. But big, major progress or protection we have gained in trying to get to our real goals has been paid in blood. Why are we still surprised by that? Like, the idea that it was going to be some fairy tale is fucking childish. We've had 2 friends die in the pursuit of what we've gotten to at this point. Like, fucking God. Alfie is still but a boy. Sure, like, unfortunately, the only 2 people in the scene that are, like, clearly, like, at the point that Alphino is obviously Alphino and Thancred, but Thancred has a different reason, and that's because he was specifically going to make all her goals come true. And that is harder with her not around. Because she no longer is. She's not coming back, is she? I know that. I do. I give all for her beliefs was... to give all for her beliefs was ever her way. Yes, which is the other bit of this, which I'm a bit... Because here's the real question, right? And maybe this is just because of how I view fictional gods specifically, right? A god's will is always going to be the same. Like, they're immutable, eternal things. Like, they don't, they can't be necessarily swayed in the ways people can. So you could probably assume that Hydaelyn thought this was the best course of action, right? And Minfilia, who has blind faith in Hydaelyn, thinks this is the best course of action too. Everyone, like, there are a few people here who think this is not the best course of action. So the question is not, the question we should be asking here is not, should we trust in Hydaelyn? The question we should actually be asking is, was blind faith in Hydaelyn a good idea? Because it ended up with Minfilia getting turned into possibly just a puppet. Fuck, hang on a second. Motherfucker, stop doing that. I know that I do. Yeah. So will we, as we must. What greater calling could there be than to stand against the darkest defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. Does this have the conversation with, It does. Good. I want to reread a bit of this, actually. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I hate to do this on the stream, but I'm actually... I want to clarify something that was said here. Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst. We are the word of the mother, and we who were once called Minfilia. Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Eidolon guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in the flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee, once more, hear, feel, think. Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one, but the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon abound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided. Across 10 and 3. This phrasing here, I'm a bit confused by. I don't know if this... Do you want this in modern English? I mean, sure. Why not? Because I don't know if this means 30 or 10 and 3 separately, or 13 maybe. And divided reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole for his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Also, I don't know what the source is. I don't know if that's been explained to me yet. But perhaps this is like the first suggestion at it, so later on. Imprisoning Zodiac in as the moon shattered the world, creating 13 shards. Okay, right. Sure. 13. God, why'd they have... Why does the voice of God have to be so poetic? Really defies believing sometimes. Thus do they rejoice in their ardour, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. 7 times have they succeeded, 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger, 7 times hath I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This rejoining word has also come up before, but I'm also not sure if that has been explained either. It's been said by the Ascians, but I don't think we know what that means as such. You're on the source, the prime world. Oh, okay, right. Fair enough. Let's bring this back down again. Actually, I think I had it a bit taller than that. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, what? I thought I changed that. Fuck, where was it? It was character? Where's the thing to have your inventory show up in one window? I think the only context you've heard for rejoining is that it's the Ascians' goal to summon their god. And this is why they reveal that each calamity has actually been the death of one of the 13 shards as it's reabsorbed into the source. Each calamity has actually been the death of one of the... I don't think that's been said to me wrong way. I hope you didn't just spoil something. Because I would... And fortunately, Moobot has jumped in at a great time, but yeah, I prefer not, Oh, expanded, there we go. No, Mephilia said that in really flowery speech. I guess she said 7 times, but I didn't think that was the thing that was implied there. I mean, I could be wrong. Unless that was earlier on? Wait, where was it? 7 times have they succeeded. They rejoice in their ardor in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Yeah, I suppose you could interpret it that way. If that is actually the case, but... But doesn't that mean that they're rejoining Hydaelyn? Because if Hydaelyn cast... If the light and the dark were the same, or the light and the dark mingled together, and then the dark was cast off, that would imply that the... hang on. To be made whole across 10 and 3. Okay, so but the darkness coveted power and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens to forever remain apart. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided. So were there 13 light shards as well? And actually, let me just reiterate. I don't want to be told anything that is explained later on. I just want to try and understand what has been said. So, if someone down the line is going to express this in a more clear way, then I will wait for that. Because the thing that's worrying me at the moment is that this is communicated in incredibly vague terms through a being that does not speak straightforwardly, and that signals to me that perhaps I am not meant to understand the full picture of what is being communicated here. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Philemon. I will brief Tatara on what we have learned, as well as Oriange. He may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, Aldine, after all you have done, I would say you've earned a rest. Wow, that sounds like we hit another patch. Well, that sounds like we hit the end of a patch. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Emmerich. Yeah, I was just paraphrasing what was said at this time. It's not including any other context. So this was meant to be taken as this at the time? Is that true? Tutsimi is planning a ceremony of sorts and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Perhaps you should pay him a visit. Because, like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. Because I get that it's trying to communicate that, but, like... Like, I guess it's not unfair to... Like, if the consistent, if the complexity of language used in a game is such that you is such that that kind of speech is kind of expected, then I think it would make sense to expect the player to be able to read what you're saying out of that. However, being such a mythology, I would have actually expected the Scions to kind of pick apart at this and completely understand it, right? Because I think it was Kryle that said earlier, like, I don't have any reason to doubt the story, but that's all we had to say about that. We didn't really pick apart to see, like, well, hang on a minute, if that is, like, literally true, then what does that mean? Like, it might actually help put together the true pieces of what's going on together. Because if what you're saying is true, then we're missing a bunch of things. Well, the Scions are still unaware of a bunch of things that have been communicated to us directly that we haven't gone into. But it sounded like the Scions got told that, but there was no dialogue about dissecting that to understand what the thing is. And given the example, like, the example that jumps to mind is the White Aetheryte stuff, where they, like, literally explained how Ascian souls work and how you have to, like, what you have to accomplish to be able to kill them. So when we talk about some mythologized story about Hydaelyn and Zodiark, and the very real connection it has to the Calamities, like, it would make sense to stop for a second and actually, like, dissect it and be able to create, like, a very clear set of truths out of that. But we don't. We just moved on. And, like this is what I'm saying, right? Because, like, it would make sense for them to do this, and I know they're hung up on the death, quote-unquote, of Minfilia at the moment, which makes sense from a character perspective, but that makes me feel like they are going to talk about this later, which is why I was saying, look, if they discuss this later, then don't worry about it. But if that is the communication of all that information, I don't know, that's the first bit of writing I'm actually kind of, like, really not okay with.
Pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon, through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the Worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. It is nothing. It is nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
Bro, are you for fucking real? You went into fucking... Oh my... Emmerich, you are going to kill yourself, man.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there, seeing to the final preparations, even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all. Oh, and one more thing.
That was a bit unnatural.
A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
He's dead. He's dead. Death flag set. I really hope he doesn't die. That would be really fucking awful. But yeah, like, if that is the big drop of information about the big overarching plot, and the Scions just go ahead and assume that's true without, like, doing an outline of, like, okay, hang on, let's actually kind of piece this together, that would actually be the first bit of storytelling this game has done that is actually just not good. Or, sorry, let me rephrase that. That would be my least favorite thing about the writing so far. Because that is a big fucking deal. Like, if what you've just explained is true, like, we should probably be trying to dissect that set of statements in the first place, because a god literally just told us the beginning of the world, or the beginning of this conflict. That seems kind of important. And, like, granted, like, it's a small thing, because they still did communicate it, right? Like, it's not like, you know, everyone was just expected to know this at some point and it was never communicated. That's fine. And if it takes a little bit, and this is the thing I'm torn on, if it takes a little bit to kind of, like, tease out the information from that statement, because, like, obviously it's a god talking and they speak in an incredibly complex manner sometimes, that's fine. But I feel like characters in the story would probably be making more of a point to dissect it because of that. It's this weird confluence of the game already has complicated language, this being is talking in an even more complicated manner, so obviously we don't have to explain it. I think I just went in the wrong fucking direction. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, no. Okay. Shit, I was confused there for a sec. Yeah, I don't know. That seems... And if it was something like... If it was something like this is Heidelin's motivations, and it just left it at, look, Zodiac is really powerful. At the beginning of time, I cast him out because he was causing problems. Now he's trying to come back. This is why I'm trying to stop him. This is why I need Midfilia. It would have been like, okay, you've chosen to communicate that in a complex way, right? And if the Scions just take it at face value and don't kind of pick apart the statement to, like, really understand it, okay, it's the motivations of a god, the god of light. It kind of explains itself. But this is like a key part to the connections between the beginning of this conflict and the calamities, which could also suggest a way of stopping one of these calamities from happening again. For something that important to be communicated in that way without the characters reflecting on it, I feel is actually a not good thing. I know I keep reiterating that, but I want to, like, couch it as properly as I can. It's not the worst thing in the world. If this was any other piece of information, it probably wouldn't matter. But it's a very important piece of information. And it's communicated in a very vague way. And that so far, no character has done anything to help the player understand what was said. So, yeah. The Lord Commander said you would come, Aldine. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference, the Masons' Labour Day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Emmerich wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. It was not my war, but I made it mine. To see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest. I will not keep you. Staunch conviction. Lucia is concerned that you seem to be looking for something to do. If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Atoyrel and Emanelaine, who have graciously volunteered their services. I should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. I am curious how those two are going. Oh, Redwald. I'm glad to see that the rumours were true. Well met, Master Fellspark, and fear not. I've no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. That would be very bad. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Emmerich was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things. He'll do it. And he'll do it by the Fury. Me and my friends and family, we all believe he can do it. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with dragons, but with all of them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand, we've got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragon fire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. There's a Toyrell. And a Manalaine in the back. I'm actually going to talk to him before I talk to our Toyrell. Hey, buddy. Ah, still there, old boy? This This really isn't the time. Interesting. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me then that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make that fantasy a reality. Here I am laboring to make it so. So has the Count stepped down yet? I would have thought he would have been Count Artoirel if that was the case, but... Lord Artoirel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury take me. They would defy Sir Emeric's orders? They dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Forton present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Amanalaine while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering a bout of melancholy. Thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty. Simple but honourable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. This is a good opportunity to say something about last stream that I didn't end up saying at the time. So one of the things I was expecting at the conclusion of all this stuff, once it became clear the Count was going to step down, I was kind of expecting... Or actually, no, sorry. Let me back up a little bit. Because of a couple of scenes where the Count is really, really glowing of Harshafal because of his death and all that. And then, like, him basically saying to Sir Emeric's face that he feels like a son to him, and that he sees Harshafal in him a lot. There was, like, this shot... There was, like, this momentary shot of Artoirel, who kind of looked a little bit displeased at, like, that. And one of the things I thought was going to come our way was a bit where Artoirel is finally like, look, you're not giving me the respect I deserve. What the fuck, right? Like, you treat other people, or you throw around that you feel people are your sons more than your own sons. Like, what's up with that? But when the Count was saying he was going to step down, and Artoirel was the next in line, then it suddenly kind of changed it a little bit, where Amanalaine looked really put out by that. Or at least really put out by the idea. And now I'm wondering whether, like, obviously Amanalaine seems like the kind who would be impulsive, and given this kind of disdain he's been shown, presumably, by his family, that he might do something reckless. The thing that I'm curious about is how Artoirel's, like, slight disdain in that shot is gonna ever come back, if it does. Like, maybe that's more of a slow burn sort of thing, where it's going to come up much, much later, when suddenly the former Count, like, has an opinion, and Artoirel is like, well, no. And he's like, well, what the fuck? And he's like, well, you're not the Count, much like I'm not. And, like, in a blunt way, it'd be like, much like you don't think I'm as much as your son as the rest. Well, it's like, that's not even a sentiment necessarily. It's more like, it's not even acknowledgement that you're not his son. It's more like giving time and that acknowledgement to people who aren't, when you already have two sons. Hell, he might even blame the Count for the way that Emmanuel acts out here. That'd be interesting, but also, like, chat has been very slow right now, but I have spent the last hour pretty much just talking about stuff that may or may not be spoilers. So, like, I always know when I'm, like, obviously when I'm speculating, like, no one's gonna tell me, I would hope no one would tell me that's the case, but it just struck me how long I've been actually kind of talking about that. Spoilers? Yeah, Veggie. I fucking hope not. Man, the first person that spoils me on something in this game is gonna get permabanned, I can tell you that right now. Like, if it's someone who's been in this chat a while and they accidentally do it, I'll give more leniency. But if someone I don't know comes in here and does that, nah, you're out. Emmanuel is less than his usual FFS self. I'm rather busy at the moment, old boy, guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Toyrell thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? Oh, the nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, maybe I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travellers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. I wouldn't do it, or it wouldn't do for our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves. Oh no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Emmanuel. You know the Dravanians are dragons, right? Like literal dragons? I think they can take care of a few wolves. Yeah? I think they could probably take care of themselves against a few wolves. If they manage to get accosted by wolves in the air. Your map, if I may. Right there. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old boy. Come, Honoroy? I must return to my rounds. I feel like he's just trying to get me off his back. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lord. Like, this feels like exactly the kind of quest someone tells you to go on to, like, literally distract you. I can't fly here yet. Actually kind of regretting not doing that song. Onowa. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's similar to Harushafal in that way in terms of, well, the H may bleed into it. That is one interesting thing about the voice acting in this, and I don't know if it's just if it's just not good direction or if it's, like, literal character. Tried to push you into getting flying, my guy. I know, and I will live with this. I will live with this. But yeah, it's obviously... Where exactly are we? Okay. Walking. Imagine walking. Yeah, I know, right? It's alright, I've got a return. I can use that on the way back. What? I'm sorry, Ghost Wolf? Also, this is the wrong pet. Oh my fucking god. Hang on. Wait, no, sorry, I have to... I was doing it that time. That's... So weird. It must prioritize the cone and then nothing that's immediately beside you. That's the only way that kind of, the way it kind of tracks there would make sense. Tab targeted? Yeah. Like, in some way, I've just got to get better at, using the, yeah, it's conical left to right. Okay. Infinite range. Well, no, that makes sense. Like, you wouldn't want it to arbitrarily fall off. And I guess well, I mean, it's not infinite because you can't see health bars beyond a certain thing anyway. But, excuse me? There were 2 wolves right ahead of me, and it hits there. I just got to get good at aiming with my mouse. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, you know what? You know what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move this enemy list to somewhere that's a bit more in my face, so that I can just hit that instead. I just use target nearest enemy instead of tabbing around. I mean, yeah, that is an option, isn't it? But target, well, this is the thing. Like, I really want something that cycles through, enemies, but I don't want it to cycle through every single fucking enemy I can see. Like I don't know. It feels like it would be really simple to just figure out who's in combat and cycle through those. Which I guess is why you have that list, and you do have the ability to cycle through that list, if I remember correctly. Aldine Fellspark, Wolf's Bane. Yeah. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made the arsonist confess. Clever that. Huh? Who? Thancred. What is Thancred doing here? Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Goody. Wow, this is an annoying quest. But the fact that Amanda Lane is giving it to us, giving us that quest makes a lot of sense. Character config, oh, okay. Character config, control settings, filters. Oh, okay. Oh. That doesn't affect tab targeting, it affects move cursor left and right. Yeah, right. So I just need to... Have I bound tilde to anything, I wonder? It's going to be so tough for me to unlearn. I mean, I could just swap tab and something else and make tab the thing I actually want. Keybind. Targeting. Cycle through enemies nearest to farthest. Oh, furthest. Farthest. It's probably fine. System tab. What are you... I don't think I... Wait, what did you say? That doesn't affect tab targeting. It affects move cursor left and right. Oh, okay. This thing here. Alright. Well, if I just give you that. Oh, right. I've assigned that different thing. Fuck. No, you know what? I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to force... I'm going to force myself to learn to use that or just target. Like, I should be relying on tab targeting, honestly. Like, I've literally got an active enemy list all the time, which is something I don't have in WoW. So, like, I should probably just use that. It already kind of does the thing I'm looking for. And I have gotten better at using that to pick enemies that are going to live longer for when I'm doing, like, an AoE rotation or something like that. So, I've just got to do that more, I think. Where in the fuck did you send him, Manoline? Ooh, that was a big drop. Alright, that's fine. Oh, there he is. Fancy meeting you here, Aldine. It was fortunate I came when I did. Those two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest, then, and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Oh, I guess there were heretics kind of walking along. That's weird. I would have assumed the Javanians probably would have... Oh, no, but the Javanians aren't really, like, buddy-buddy with the heretics. It's just Iceheart who led them in service of... Yeah, I guess I'm getting that mixed up a bit. Because yeah, technically we're working with 3 parties here. It's the heretics, the Dravanians, and the Ishgardians. I don't know why I mushed the Dravanians and the heretics together. And then they... Oh my god, that almost went down the wrong way. Oh, almost breathed in coke. Oh, I'm gonna feel that for the rest of the night. God damn. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, returned at last. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is not left to do but to enjoy our well-earned respite. Madeleine seems rather pleased with himself. I don't like this. Oh, and this should of course go without saying, but let's keep these last few favors between us, yes? Our toy-world wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks have been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Aldine. I will join you anon. Where are you going? Okay, Thancred. Dude, the conference hasn't started yet. Why are you fucking wasted?
Welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
I feel like I'm in for a few cutscenes here.
Cozy. A mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks. Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
I was going to say it's really dumb being probably the most notable person here. Fuck. I was gonna say, I am the most noticeable person in this entire place because of my status. It is really dumb for me to just be drinking anything that's set in front of me. Motherfucker.
Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
I will say it is a mark of the improved voice acting that when that maid delivered that last line about when Matt about to break bread with them, that I was kind of like, oh, hold on. Like, not through the wording of the line, but pure delivery, I was like, oh, she doesn't have a positive outlook on this. Which obviously then leads into me being like, oh no, sleep potion.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future.
Yeah, because guess who's going to win that? The people who are fucking immortal.
But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
It's amazing that none of you see how incredibly like the fucking dragons you are. It's almost like the humans in this story are fucking terrible.
All this nonsense about kings of hell, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? And they bollocks. It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
I must say, of all the characters in this scene right now, she is the most, this is not a regular NPC of them all. I wonder if this character's going to turn up a bit more. That would be neat.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Of course we do. Of course we fucking do.
Brothers and sisters, do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her! Yes, my lord.
No! Oh my...
See him.
Are you insane?
Born. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen. You will take no more from me. No more. No more.
What have you done?
What the fuck?
I only did as you ordered, my lord.
Stop her! Not murder her! Oh my god!
I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
This is completely unfair on him. Holy shit. Can't connect to your stream chat. Did you block me? I don't think so. I hope not. Unless Moobot, like, punched you again. Excuse me? Oh, no. Wait. What does... what is... Wait, It says this is an invite, but... No, I just need to refresh. It's cross-server group chat. It's basically a chat room. Okay, but... What I'm... So... I'm confused. Is this an in... Okay. Why doesn't it just have... That's really dumb. Why isn't that just in the fucking... Okay. Yeah, that's dumb. I had UX rant in Discord 2 minutes ago. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Why is there not literally an accept button right in your face when you see that? Fuck! That's so dumb. I dare say they could not have played out any worse. Yeah, that's fucking right. Jesus fucking Christ. Back to bad ideas from nobles. Fucking... Listen. Emanuelaine is an impulsive, womanizing dimwit. But the phrase, stop her, doesn't mean shoot her with a bow. Like, fucking... Putting that on Emanuelaine is insane. But no one... but obviously, that's not what everyone's thinking in that situation. When someone reviews the situation, it's like, well, why did the guard shoot her? That wasn't the order given. He made that judgment himself. But obviously, once people are riled up from her speech and she starts getting shot by a guardsman, and the guardsman tries to deflect that onto Emanuelaine, it plays into the narrative. So, Christ. Actually, fuck, skip dialogue, god damn it. Given the First Commander and Lord Artoriel are not here to take control of the situation, I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Emanuelaine has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. So something I should probably look at right now is... how does one speak in that? And how do I make sure that doesn't also... it's crossword link shell, but that's notification sounds. No. There was a thing that let me control what appeared in... Oh, add new tab? Really? Let's see if I can work this then. Oh. Fuck. That's actually really neat that you can have a custom tab. That's cool. I like that. Log filters. Ah, here we go. How do I... Wait, what? Why is that coming up in... Oh, no. Hang on. It's alright, I just don't want, like, all of that chat on public. That's probably not a good idea. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Shurugans can't stop me here, Daddy. Well, I mean... I guess not. Fucking shit, fuck. My wife, that sure intended to our bruises afterward. Those mad fools have ruined everything, and for what? Spirited Stonecutter. I'd heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? While I say him and Sir... Well, I say him and Sir Emmerich take their bloody change and shove it up their asses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. Oh, right, that person was up here. Oops. Stop. Again? It's the same as always. They're wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough, that their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it, or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I can. I use a series of source filters for my chat and OBS to pixelate it so nobody can see the depravity in the chat. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Like, when I was streaming WoW for, like, a very brief period, I just used to put my webcam over it so I could see it, but no one else could. I'll probably do something like that as well, but, I'll need to figure out something to put there. Ooh! Actually, I have an idea, but, it might take a bit. I might do a thing. Because that's really only going to be for FF14 streams, so, like... I could put something together, I think. Well, what say you? So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. No, that's distinctly not true. The guard that Anamanalane ordered to do something about the situation definitely killed one, so... Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonate with the hearts of many. Yeah. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Ooh, weapons. Samurai, Dark Knight, Marauder, Warrior, Glad Paladin. Thancred would like nothing more than to leave Falcon's Nest behind. Lord Artoriel and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Manolane, and I somehow doubt that he has moved on Ilm since last we saw him. My apologies, Aldine. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we know? According to the initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Manolane ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down. Still, others took their own lives. Oof. Forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still, more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Chirurgians, are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is an indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labours. In the wake of the protest, the people seemed disillusioned. You spoke with them, then? I see. Sir Emmerich placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain that this has happened here. Remember how far we've come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and we will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference pending Sir Emmerich's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Aldine, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Manolane. You're going with him. Why are you guys being hard on him? This isn't his fault. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions. In person. Is that clear? Why are you... Yes, my lord. Common Honorary. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorary? I could have sworn he was... Fucking piece of crap. No. There they are. Honowa.
No, no. What have they done to you?
Onawa! Onawa!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onawa?
Wait, what?
Calm yourself. The boy will live.
Okay.
But it's
I was
imperative
gonna
we get
fucking
him
say.
into the care of a Kairujan without delay.
Kairujan.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces!
It sure does.
Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
I mean, be more clear.
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause. You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
I guess that answers my question about the whole, his position compared to Alfino about Minfilia. This has happened before. It fucking sucks, and he obviously hates it, but okay, I'm about to finish the stream, because, we've gotten to that point of night. But everyone in this situation, even the noblemen, and even us, right, have taken the position that Amanalaine fucked up. Now, one could make the argument that if in a position of power, as even if Manolane is in a direct like position of being able to look over control Falcon's Nest, him as a person who is a noble person has some responsibility to the people around him, and especially when he starts shouting orders at guards. You could definitely make the argument here that he also has a reputation of being a fuck-up. Well, I'm getting to that. Like, at the very least, he is a noble with a lot of power. He is a lord of one of the four houses. If someone fucks up under your influence, you could make the argument that regardless of whether or not it was completely understandable that this person didn't interpret, or that this person was actually at fault, you are the person with power in this situation. You should be in... There is at least some part of responsibility on you that this person fucked up under your direct command, right? You can definitely make that argument. And in that sense, I actually completely agree with the idea that Manolane fucked up here. But that doesn't get said by the game here. It kind of skips to the point that we just assumed that Manolane fucked up. And, like, I'm not... Because I guess, like, that has to be the argument the game is making, is that, like, look, Manolane isn't in a position of direct power, like a first commander, like Lucia or someone like that. But as someone who is looked up to as someone like that, he bears responsibility for what happens when he says, he, for example, tells someone to do something. And if him being unclear is part of that, he is at fault for that. But again, the game just kind of, like, that has to be the position the game is taking, but I feel like there could have been, like, a space to actually acknowledge that, because it feels like we just skipped over the bit where Manolane tries to argue his case to people who aren't the crowd. Because I really like this moment, because Manolane is in a position where he's had to face like really awful consequences for his actions, specifically because his position of power. And it can absolutely be a growth moment, because he says something petulant and childish to a person who is in a position who has learnt better. Which is why he punches Thancred in the face and then gets fucking knocked out. Because to tell Thancred that he has never had to face consequences for his actions is fucking ludicrous from the position of knowledge that we are. Which brings me to the next thing. This isn't an obscure thing that we have witnessed secondhand. We were there. We heard the order. Or no, I mean that's a smaller point. I think I've talked myself out of that being a problem, to be honest. But like, that moment is good, but we kind of skipped over the most important part of, like, establishing that Noah Manolane is at fault here. Or, if not directly at fault, somewhat at fault. There's, like, a real missed opportunity to really nail that message home, I feel. And maybe that's going to come up, because, like, Manolane is presumably going to come with us to, talk to Sir Emmerich still. Maybe that argument happens there, which is fine. Like, if that happens, then obviously I take it back. But it's weird to have this moment with that being a bit iffy and left completely up to the player's interpretation when everyone else in the situation is like, nah, Manolane fucked up. like, it was a great character moment for both, but I just feel like, and I guess, like, to talk about what Newest Girl said, yes, Emmanuel is known as a fuck-up, but the problem is that we have explicitly been shown a situation in which it wasn't, like, this is a more understandable fuck-up than anything else he's been supposed to do. Like you said, stop her, and the guard shot her. There are a lot of ways you could interpret stop before pulling out a bow, right? This is a situation in which, but obviously the optics of it kind of make it seem like, oh no, Emmanuel fucked up again. But leaving out the bit where everyone bridges the gap to, no, Emmanuel is at fault. He actually needs to go and talk to Sir Emmerich. Yeah, it's just, that moment could have been perfect. She was not. She was on a battlement, shouting to people. That, like, I mean, you're joking, but, like, that's not at all. Yeah, like, that moment was almost perfect, but I feel like kind of leaving that, like, yeah, kind of leaving that a bit too vague again is a bit, yeah, that's what I mean, sure. I'm not gonna lie, I personally don't actually find that comparison funny at all. Like not even in a oh, I see what you did there, but that's distasteful. Like, no. No. To even draw that comparison, I think, is a bit much, to be honest. Either way. Take the bait, damn it. No. Yeah. I think that's it. So, that's going to be it for me tonight. More of this tomorrow. And then on Friday as well. So this was like, usually I've set myself out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday to play 14. But, what do you call it? Maintenance was yesterday, and I was just not feeling well, so, I wasn't feeling up to it, rather. So we didn't do that, so I did this today. So it's still going to be Thursday and Friday. Friday with a bit of a later stream. So yeah, not much else to say. This is having really good character moments, but I'm starting to see, like, these little bits where it's like, oh man, that could have been a little bit better. And obviously that doesn't make the writing bad. It just doesn't make it as good as it could have been. Which is something I always want to be aware of, because looking into narratives and things a bit more, I feel like the communication messages that this game is clearly trying to, or the game clearly takes a stance on, I feel like being slightly more clear and really nailing home is usually important. Unless it's something the game is kind of like, about. But I'm super interested to see your thoughts on SB. Well, I mean, yeah, I've heard that the writing is a bit like this, where, shit, I don't know how to do this on camera. Where the writing is like ARR, and then there's a big spike at Heavensward, and then it kind of dips a bit at Stormblood, and then goes back up again at Shadowbringers. But yeah. Anyway, that's for streams far in the future, because I don't even know what patch I'm on at the moment. Given what we've gone through so far, I feel like we've past 5.1 quest lines, and I don't know where we are at now. I would assume 5.2. I don't know when the Nidhogg confrontation is going to happen, but I feel like that's going to be the penultimate. 3.2. Sorry, did I say 5.1? Shit. Patch 0.1, so 3.1. So I'm in the middle of 3.2. Oh, there you go. So yeah, maybe a couple more streams of this. So yeah, thank you all for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time. Mouse. No, let me end the stream, you piece of crap.